All right, I got the lineup for the rubber game, Game 3 against the Baltimore Orioles, and some more roster moves, the Yankees. Let's start with the roster moves first, and then a couple of little inklings that I want to go over with you, too. A little chatter that I'm hearing and rumors and stuff. Roster moves. They've designated Shane Green for assignment. Yep. It's almost like, it's nice to know you. We see it for one day. They called him up yesterday. So designated from assignment. Who knows if he's going to come back. Ron Marinaccio has been activated. He's up, replacing him. So thankfully, it seems like he's healthy. He was productive here, and it's good to see him up. So another fresh arm for the bullpen stable when they still need a couple other arms too. I said this, and one of the things that I can't emphasize enough is if they somehow pull off a Juan Soto trade, right? And this is before we pivot to the lineup. You know it's going to cost a lot, and it's probably going to make it harder for them to address pitching and relief pitching. So why not be first? Why not be proactive and jump on the pitching wagon now? And I'll give you my reason why. Let's just say to get one Luis Castillo, right, which would be fantastic. And you somehow pull off an Alexis Diaz, one of their relievers. You do a multiple player thing. Or you obviously get Happ or Robertson from Chicago, or in my dream world, be Brian Reynolds and David Bednar from Pittsburgh. You know, two of those trades will make it easier for you to say no to a Juan Soto trade. And you can focus in other areas. Okay? The one, Castillo, and the relief one, you still have to get. And so somehow you can pull off Castillo and Soto. That's fantastic. It doesn't solve the relief problem. You still got to get a reliever, one way or another. So, and that's just the God's honest truth. I mean, it's obvious. So, and as much as I like our farm, Anthony Volpe I think is going to be a great player in the major leagues, but Juan Soto is light years ahead. He's 23, 3 to 4 time All-Star already. He's got a ring, and you have to give up Volpe for a Soto, okay, no matter what. Okay, and I'm surprised to say this too. Hal Steinbrenner communicated a willingness last night to absorb Patrick Corbin's contract. I'm like, what? Yeah, he actually said he's willing to eat that money to make the Soto trade easier to facilitate. So now they're showing they're pretty aggressive and they're willing to do this. So if they do, fantastic. Expect to give up a bunch of people, capital. If I'm taking Corbin's contract, I am not including Waldichuk in that trade. It's just me. But me, the way I look at it is, we're taking Corbin, we're doing you a solid. I need to do myself a solid. I'm keeping Waldichuk. I'll give you Medina or Wisniewski, not Waldichuk. This is the first time we had a legitimate starting pitching prospect in I don't know how long. Okay? There's no way in hell I'm taking Corbin's contract and giving you Waldichuk at the same time. And Volpe. And deuces. That's what that says. Deuces. Okay? That's when I pivot over to other moves. And again, Juan Soto is obviously the guy to get, but I'm not going to make a stupid deal. And that's what Cashman does not. He doesn't get fleeced, okay, and stuff like this. So, so that I'm confident of. He hasn't made the best trades, but the majority of his trades have been good ones. But he's not going to get fleeced, he's not going to be stupid, at least in my opinion, for Juan Soto. But there is a situation you're going to have to overpay for Juan Soto, and taking Corbin $60 million left or $59 million left is a way to do it for a team that's not a poverty franchise. We're doing them a solid, okay? That's the way I look at it. So, yeah, I'm keeping Waldichuk, man. It's got to be that way. Otherwise, I can't do it. I'll give you Medina and Wisniewski. I'm not giving you Waldichuk. And then the other guys, Will Warren, he's of huge desire to the Cincinnati Reds, and they want Oswald Peraza too. So if you can facilitate a Soto trade and not give up Oswald Peraza, then you can pivot over to the Castillo side and get that. You got to do it. But at the end of the day, they need a starter and a reliever no matter what. Even if they get Soto, okay? And Soto obviously slightly, just a little bit, upgrades their outfield. But, those are the three moves, I think, or the three positions that the Yankees obviously need to be filled. And they need to fill them with the right people. And if every year they were going to be super aggressive and say, you know what, Houston Astros, we're coming after you, or we're at the top, we're not moving, we're not leaving, this is the year to do it. You have the prospects to get it. And look at over the last bunch of years. I mean, they've given up top prospects. They haven't turned out to be top players. They've showed a willingness before. Now, I get the logic, too. And I said this last night, too, that, this is a different crop of prospects. This is the first time they had this many that good at the same time for decades. So I understand wanting to maybe build another core four. I totally get it. But they've just restocked the farm a little bit, too, or added to the farm with the draft. Guys like Spencer Jones, he could be another one. And some of these other ones. You have international players. There's a lot of ways you can do it. They're 6 deep at shortstop. They're not giving up 5 of them to facilitate 2 trades. They're not going to do that. The Reds already have Jonathan India, so they only need 1. And so there's ways of potentially doing this. And if I'm going after Washington, I'm going to ask for Kyle Finnegan too. I want Kyle Finnegan if he was one of their relievers. If you want us to take Corbin, I want Finnegan, and I'm keeping Waldichuk. And like I said, I'll boost you. I'll give you Medina and Wisniewski, but those are the 2 complimentary moves that I need in return to make this fair for us as well. We're overpaying, but it's got to be fair for both of us. So now let's pivot over to the lineup. Okay, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, by the way. I have my MLB trade deadline predictions coming out tomorrow, and I'm going live trade deadline day, and you're going to get every single piece that happens that day, live time, as it comes in. I don't want you to miss either. So, and there's a lot of other stuff coming too, but DJ LeMahieu is leading off, playing third base. Aaron Judge batting second, DHing. Anthony Rizzo's batting third, first base. Gleyber Torres, second base, cleanup. Matt Carpenter, right field, batting fifth. Hicks batting sixth in center field. IKF is batting seventh at shortstop. Jose Trevino's at the dish, batting eighth. And Joey Gallo's batting ninth, leading off. And a nasty Nestor Cortez is on the mound against the Orioles for Game 3. Now we got Stanton day off, Donaldson day off, and even Marwin Gonzalez, who I would have liked to have seen in place of Joey Gallo, but I think Gallo's going to get moved. For what, I don't know. I'm hearing some chatter there too, that potentially the Padres or the Rangers or whatnot, but we'll see what happens. I don't expect a haul for him, but if you look at this lineup, 1 through 6, where's the speed at? This is one reason I propose a guy like Brian Reynolds in a trade, because he can address the speed, the leadoff hitter right off the bat, and center field all at once. Okay, and if you put him at first, you lead him at first, since they're not leading off IKF at first. Okay, and by the way, I looked up last night the best hitters in Major League runners in scoring position. He's 16th. Okay, he's ahead of Trey Turner. He's ahead of Jose Ramirez. So for the people that really hate IKF, look it up. He's 16th overall in Major League Baseball runners in scoring position. His defense, whatever, Jeter gave up. He made dozens of errors his first couple of years for the Yankees. So did Didi. So it comes with the territory. I think he'll be fine. But that 16 really stood out to me. But again, since they're not leading him off with some speed at the top, a guy like Brian Reynolds, you could put DJ down at second, and then you have Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, the RBI guys behind them. What that does is it pushes everything else down, so at the bottom of the lineup, which is mostly a big hole for the Yankees, becomes the middle of the lineup becomes the bottom of the lineup, and now we've addressed holes. Okay, we made that part of that lineup better while adding some quality players into the rest of the lineup, and it's a much more balanced lineup now. Much more balanced lineup. It would be a more efficient, more effective attack for teams like the Red Sox, or to go after guys like the Red Sox, the Astros, and even the Blue Jays, who are not going away either. So it's just the way I look at it, but that's why I propose a more prototypical leadoff guy at the top. And that's why one of the reasons I love some of these prospects, if there's any way you can keep 1 or 2 guys, they're stealing bases like crazy. Dominguez, Peraza, Cabrera, Volpe. It's like a stolen base machine in the minor leagues right now. So I wish they would translate up to the majors, but I can't see Matt Carpenter turning into Billy Hamilton, right? I can't see, DJ LeMahieu turning into Ricky Henderson, or Anthony Rizzo turning into Lou Brock. So I don't see it happening, which is why anytime we can infuse some speed like that would be a good idea, which is why I think a speed at the top and speed at the middle and speed at the bottom would be a wise idea for the Yankees, instead of waiting for the speed to come at 7th. And again, he's one of the better situational. The only guy, he used to get the third best batting average on the team, IKF, and the only guy ahead of him in running scoring position is Judge, the Yankees. So those things matter. For those analytics folks, it's there. So just a thought, just my perspective. You let me know what you think, but that's the lineup, that's the chatter, that's the news. See you for the recap. Double deuces, over and out.